Welcome back to Desert Smoke Reviews. Tonight we're coming with the Alec Maxx Brazil. I believe this is a Toro size. Coming in very nice, kind of like a dark brown, not really black, kind of chocolate looking, more of a milk chocolate wrapper. Little veiny, but shouldn't be a problem. Seams are nice and tight. They are visible, but done well. Nice firm pack, no squishy spots, so it should be fine. What about you?
Yeah, I haven't had the Maxx Brazil. Out of the, I guess the Maxx series, I've had the Maxx Ego, and I really enjoyed that. But Alec Bradley, for me, is like I said before, very hit or miss. But I'm looking forward to this. Looks like a great stick, very firm pack. Absolutely no. I mean, even at the foot, it's still packed really well. Off the aroma, I get sort of that wood, like a cedar. Then off the foot, there's that musk type of smell, and there's also something else there. I can't quite tell what that is. But anyway, let's get it cut up and see what we think.
Well, I was going to talk about aroma too.
Go ahead.
No, but I would agree. I definitely get that musky flavor, and a little bit of earth and barnyard and some wood. Nothing really pronounced. So now I guess I'll get it cut up and toasted up and see how it goes.
I'm still fighting a little jet lag, so I forgot our system. And then again, we're outside. We've got the heaters here, so if there's a little bit of a hum in the background, that's why. It's an interesting finish. Very sweet.
Very sweet.
Very sweet, yeah. There's a little bit of like a cashew. I don't know. What do you get?
Mostly I'm just picking up that really sweet tobacco, and it's not just a sweet tobacco. There's almost its own, like I would say, not a citrusy sweet, but definitely more than just like a sugar. It's like a, I would say like an apple, a little bit of apple sweetness,
yeah.
like a red delicious apple. Very nice. That's really the only thing I'm picking up because it is hitting my tongue. It's definitely medium to full in body. I mean, that flavor is just packing a wallop. Strength again, it's just the light, so I really can't make a good guess, but we'll say medium from here because it definitely packs a little bit of a punch, but it could be just that flavor. Draw is nice. I guess we'll just get into the first thirds. Yeah. Welcome back. We're about 15-20 minutes in. We got a little preoccupied, so we're a little late getting back to you. But we're well into the first third. Draw's been good. No construction issues. Burn's not great, but it's not needing a touch-up. Definitely medium to full in body. And I would say medium to full maybe in strength. It's definitely packing a little bit of a punch for me. Flavors, really, I talked about just that really sweet, like an apple sweetness, that is still there for me, but it's really kind of picking up in the in the background, I should say, is a nice like spice, not a pepper spice. I guess I've heard people say the baker's spices, and I would say that there's a little bit of cinnamon and a touch of different spices in there. It's really kind of pleasant. For me, that's really kind of about it. Not super complex, but pretty decent for me.
Yeah, construction-wise, for me, draw has been a little bit of work. I usually have to puff on it at least once before I really take a draw. And I think that's just because this cigar is packed very tightly. Even up towards the burn, it doesn't get spongy hardly at all. But yeah, flavor-wise, I haven't really gotten too much spice. There's a little bit of it, but for me, it's I still got that apple crisp, tart sweetness. Um, and then, especially on the finish, that cedar. I'm going to look out for that spice, but I haven't gotten much of that, at least yet. But yeah, so far, good cigar. I'm enjoying it. Hopefully the draw loosens just a little bit, but if it doesn't, it doesn't. Like I said, just a very, very, very tightly packed stick. So.
Well, let's get into the second third, see how it goes. Welcome back. We're about, I'm about halfway on this Alec Bradley Maxx Brazil. So far, for me, still medium to full in body, medium to full in strength. For me, draw's been decent, burn's been okay. Had to do one touch-up, but nothing real major. Flavors still haven't really changed for me. I'm just getting a nice, that sweet, like crisp apple sweetness. The spice that I talked about is kind of died off. I'm not really picking much of it up, but it's still there. Just not really pronounced in the finish. I have been picking up that wood, that cedar that Wyatt mentioned. It's definitely starting to play a little more of a role. It's definitely in the finish. But so far, decent stick. So I'm really enjoying it.
I've had a little bit more of a negative experience with this cigar. It tastes really good, but it's like you puff 5 or 6 times and then you finally take your draw and there's no smoke. There's plenty of smoke coming off the end of the stick, but for some reason the draw is just really tough for me. And again, I guess it's just because it's packed so firmly, but I tried, I shaved a little bit off the top. I've been using this little tool here to poke some holes in it, and Justin's halfway, but for me, I was sitting here puffing on this cigar for like 20, 25 minutes, and there was no change, and I thought, well, maybe it's tunneling. But there's no tunneling. It's just such an incredibly slow burn that the pack is so tight that it's just been not really a hassle per se, but just kind of bizarre. I've never had a cigar burn this slow, but yeah, taste-wise, it tastes really good. I mean, I still get that cedar, that I get a little hint of that tart apple flavor, but yeah, just the burn for me. I might have to end up putting it out a little soon, just because it's just taking forever to smoke this thing. So if you've got several hours that you just want to kick back, and this is the type of cigar you could put down for 5-10 minutes and then pick it back up and smoke it, and it's staying lit. There's still a lot of smoke out, but just in terms of the draw and everything, for me, and Justin's had a different experience. So.
Yeah, I haven't had any problems, so yeah. I think it might just be that individual stick,
or
maybe mine is the individual stick that's burning well.
Yeah,
you never know.
Well, that's the benefit of having two people. You get the two different perspectives. But anyway, yeah. I mean, so far it's a good cigar, but I would probably rate this one a full, just because I personally prefer a looser draw on a cigar, and I don't like to smoke for that long. The stick I like maybe 45 minutes an hour. But anyway, yeah.
Well, let's get into the final third. See how it goes. We're at the final third, approaching the nub point. For me, it's always been medium to full in body, medium to full in strength. Construction for me wasn't horrible. I always had a little bit of an off burn, but I think I only touched it up once or twice. Flavors didn't really change. I got that sweet, kind of apple crisp sweetness almost throughout the entire cigar. That spice, those baker spices, they would come and go. Definitely in the final third, they picked up and then dropped off, picked up and dropped off. So, but still very good. I'd get that dry cedar that Wyatt had talked about, and overall for me it was a really decent stick. I definitely enjoyed it. As you see, it's really short, and we're down to the nub. It's gotten a little hot, a little harsh for me, so I'll be ending it here, of course. If I had to rate this cigar, I think I'd give it a 7.5 to an 8. Even though I really enjoyed it and I like the flavors, I know Wyatt had some major problems with it, and that would concern me buying a box or 10 or more, that maybe these sticks are a little hit or miss and you have some quality control issues. So that's why I won't go much higher than that. Mine performed well, but the next one might not. But overall, this particular stick was rather enjoyable for me, and I think it'd pair well with almost anything. I think it's definitely a good cigar to end the evening with. I think it has a little too much kick for something in the morning. I'm not sure I'd want to smoke this first thing. But what?
Yeah, I had a lot of construction problems. Taste-wise, I thought it was a very good cigar. I got that cedar, I got that sort of tart apple sweetness throughout the cigar, and that was very good. But we were talking about this before as well. Justin was at the halfway point, going further, and I was still barely a quarter of the way through the cigar, yet there was like no difference in the ash, and so I just kept puffing and puffing, and like 30 minutes later, there was no difference in terms of where I was. And I kept thinking, well, it's just got to be a real slow burner. So we ended up doing a little emergency surgery, if you will, and sure enough, the wrapper just was not lighting. And I've had that problem on a lot of Alec Bradleys. We did the Tempest Maduro, yeah. And again, fantastic flavors, but there's just so much work that goes along with it. So, yeah, I'm not even really sure how to rate this one because even just the pack of this cigar down towards the end in comparison to Justin's. Justin's at the end is like a typical cigar, it gets a lot more spongy as you get towards the end. But with this one, even at the nub point, it's still like rock solid. And I know it wasn't a humidification problem. I mean, we were kept to the exact same temperature. So, again, maybe it's just I got a bad stick, but
There's a possibility I just got the good stick, though.
yeah.
And that's where my concern would be with these sticks.
It could go either way. So, with this one, if you see it at a shop and you really want to pick it up, I'd recommend just getting one. And if you find one that has a little looser pack, that would probably be your best bet. But yeah, on a scale of 1 to 5, I'd give it because of the construction problems and, again, the taste was great, but it was just so much work with this cigar. I'd probably give it like a 6. But I would really enjoy trying this one again. If I saw it at a shop or I saw it at a cigar lounge or somebody offered me one, I would definitely pick it up and give it a shot because the taste was very unique and very good. So,
well, that being said, in conclusion, if you like our videos, give us a thumbs up, subscribe, greatly appreciate it. But till next time, smoke them if you got them.